What up? Welcome to Couch Chat. So, you guys have probably heard about Chat GPT at this point and how it's able to help people out with things whereby like you can type stuff into Chat GPT basically, and it's an AI model, so it can just basically scour the net and give you answers to things, right? So it's really good for things like if you're in a business world for like planning things out, writing emails, putting together sales pages, etc., right? And so I've been testing it out for the past couple of weeks just to see, for purposes of what I do for you guys, like how that can benefit me and my business. So it's like, oh, I need show topics. Give me topics that introverted guys would be interested in, right? But what I'm finding is that even with AI models, you got to be careful of taking, doing research with AI and taking advice from AI, because it's what I'm noticing is that the AIs are built in with certain biases, especially as it pertains to dating and relationships. Because, you know, for example, some of the things that I would teach you guys to do that based on my experience would actually work to an AI model, they're going to go with what logically sounds like it should work. And if you're not careful, you might think, oh, the AI model gave me a good idea on how I should do something in the dating world, so I'm going to do that because it's an AI, it's smart, and you're going to go out there and get creamed. Perfect example, right? So right now, I'm trying to work on a show about vulnerability. I'm like, okay, I want to do a show where I talk about how guys can be vulnerable but still look like the stoic guy that women are needing, right? So I type into to Chat GPT, I'm saying, okay, how can I talk about vulnerability, yada, yada, yada. And so it gave me an answer that I didn't really, it was okay, but I needed to really specify what I was looking for. So I said, write me about how guys can be more vulnerable, but at the same time, they don't need to like give away the store. Like they don't have to give away every single thing about all their feelings and all their emotions to these women early on, because early on in the dating process, it's really more about having fun and getting to know a person, yada, yada, yada. So it says, okay, great. So it writes me a few paragraphs. And then one of the things it says is, there's a balance between being so open and also being able to kind of like, wait a little bit. And then it said this. It said, for example, if you go on a date, you can be open and say, hey, just so you know, I'm really nervous about this date, but I'm so excited to get to know you. Now, that sounds like it should be logical. It sounds like as a guy, you should be able to go on a date and say to a woman, hey, just so you know, I'm really anxious to get to know you. I'm kind of scared a little bit, but it's going to be okay. And you're going to think as a guy, well, that's me being open. That's her being able to see that I have emotions and that I too get scared sometimes, and it's going to endear me to her, right? What's going to actually happen, though, if you go on a date and say to a woman, hey, just so you know, I'm really nervous. Now it's putting all the focus on her to have to like override that and be the absolute best date ever. And it's going to put all the pressure on her to, basically it's going to make her feel like you're putting her on a pedestal. Like you're so intimidating to me that I feel like I'm down here, but I'm still going on this date. And you're thinking you're being vulnerable because you're being open. And she's looking like, why the heck did he say that? Like, why did he have to say he was nervous? Now it's all the pressure's on me to make this thing a thing so that we can have a great experience. But like, now I got to be on my A game. But it also means like, if this date doesn't work out, he's going to feel some kind of way about it and it's going to be my fault. Like, why would you give a girl that kind of pressure, right? But to the AI model, giving that kind of openness sounds like it should be perfectly okay. So this is why no matter how smart AI gets, ultimately, there's still going to be things that humans do a lot better, because the AI is going to have biases in it that are going to make it give advice based on what sounds like it should work and what sounds okay. For example, I tell you guys a lot about waiting a minimum of 4 days before you contact a girl for that next date, right? Well, to an AI model, it would say, well, that's not really a thing, that's a thing, and all people are different, and yada, yada, yada. And yeah, that sounds like it should be correct. That you should be able to go on a date, have a good time with the girl, and as soon as you get home, you should be able to text her and call her all you want because you're not playing games like the AI model would say. But when you do that in real life, what do you find typically happens is that women get burned out. So AI only has an understanding based on what it's being programmed to think and feel is correct or incorrect, right? And that's why you can't rely on AI completely as it pertains to your dating life. Because you could go there and ask all these kinds of questions, but I guarantee you're going to get a lot of wrong answers because it sounds right to them, and it's going to mess up your dating life. So I just wanted to point that out because I just literally like popped up on the whole vulnerability thing, and just like some of the things it was saying about how to be more vulnerable and more open. It's like AI is not really good on like a time and place for that stuff to be happening and what kind of things are going to be revealing versus what kind of things to just stay in your head because they're things you got to deal with. Like if you're a guy that's like nervous on a first date, for example, fine, you're nervous. Learn to get over it. Like, don't express that to your dates. Express it to your guy friends. Express it to a therapist. Hey, how do I become more confident so I'm not so nervous on dates? But you expressing it to your date, it doesn't actually help her build attraction to you, all right? So that's just my 2 cents on that. But let me know you guys' thoughts. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe you think that the AI model is right, that you should be able to be open and honest about how nervous you are about things, or you should be able to reveal all about yourself before. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, and I will chat with you guys later. I am Harry Wilmington. Thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.